So how do you get to know the residents when they come to Sunnyside?
We get to know the family, so we get more information from them. At the beginning, you can't, just ask questions out of nowhere, but you get to know them. You have to listen to what they have to say, and you have to really be interested, genuinely interested.
So Sega, how does it impact care when you know your residents well?
It becomes like a family member that you see every day. And it's just, by the expression of their face. They don't even have to say nothing.
In your capacity as a person in charge of meals, how do you fulfill residents' dreams and wishes?
We want to have all residents to have a good, enjoyable meal time. We want to know their likes, their dislikes. So if we have something that's not on the menu that they like, we have an alternative or something different for them to eat. Because their meal time is a very important part of their days.
What do you do to set goals of care?
Initially, we get a resident's information that is sent to us through the file from CPAS, that's Client Patient Access System. And then on move-in day, we also get more information that is given or relayed to us through the resident's family or anybody who accompanies them. And from there, that's where we make individualized care plan.
How do we make sure that professional growth and development is up to date?
It starts first with a commitment from staff so that if they are scheduled to come for training, they will be able to attend those trainings. And also the huge part is to make sure that management itself, they are committed in providing the resources that are needed to make sure that the training is given for staff.
So can you tell us what the mission says?
So caring, there's two parts to our mission. Caring, obviously, in long-term care is the biggest part of our mission. Caring for one another, and as Christ would. And in the Bible, when you read about the life of Christ, he actually spent more time caring for people than he did preaching. And so we really feel he's our example. We are a Christian organization, and so we want to be able to follow that example, provide care, and as I said, all directions, so not just to residents, but to our staff.
And our vision?
To be a home that provides a meaningful and abundant life. So we want to be able to have a home where people are saying, yeah, this is the best place for me. I am enjoying it here.
How do we uphold dignity and respect for our residents?
So many little things are involved in dignity and respect, and they're so easy to do. Number one, knock on their door when you enter their home. They're not always going to answer, but at least they know someone's coming in. When you talk to them, look at them, address them as you would any other person. And for the ones that are in wheelchairs, sometimes it's just crouching a little and making sure that they can see you so that they can communicate back and forth with you.
In relation to care, how can we provide choices or autonomy?
I noticed that residents enjoy when they are given choices and autonomy, such as letting them choose their own clothes, handle their own hygiene activities sensitively, and having them participate in social activities.
Curtis, from a human resources perspective, what does security mean?
Well, everyone has the right to a safe and secure workplace, and to achieve this, you need open communication with one another, and everyone should show respect and dignity to each other. It's also important that there's listening amongst everyone. There will be times where we have conflict in the workplace, but as long as we approach that conflict in a mature and caring way with one another, it would allow for growth. So conflict can be a good thing. And if everyone can display active kindness in their daily interactions, that's also very important.
Dawn, what do you do in order to ensure safety?
During the move-in process, there's an environmental assessment done, actually prior to the move-in process. We inspect the room to ensure that beds are functioning properly. Plumbing and lighting is operating in the expected manner.
Christmas and special occasions like that is an opportunity to create that connection with our residents and even with their families, and also for ourselves as staff members. And in December 2017, that was the first time where we had Christmas parties for each of our neighborhood.
As their families came in, we would seat them in the dining room, and then the resident would say to their family, "Oh, I want you to meet my friend." They didn't call you my nurse or the housekeeper or whatever. They said, "I want you to meet my friend. This is Dan," or whoever it was. And that was really a good feeling to think, gee, they consider me their friend. So I like that.
So what have you found so far that's meaningful for residents?
It's really meaningful if they have done it in the past, and that's what they're used to doing. For example, a homemaker maybe, they spent their whole life cooking and baking and helping others. So if you try and get them to help in that, and maybe get them to help plan activities and help you do the dishes up after and bake and that kind of stuff, it really gives them a sense of purpose and they feel valued.
How does a visit
And
do?
a visit, a simple visit might be just take a few minutes, but it might mean the world to them and make them feel valued, and even a little smile can brighten up somebody's day who might be having a bad day.
At Sunnyside, we are first name basis.
Yes, unless someone has specifically told me that they want to be called Baba, Grandma, something like that. I try not to. I mean, I'm sure sometimes it does slip out, but for the most part, I try to just call them by their first name. Another story, too, is we have a gentleman right now who is very, very French, and I come from a French background, and he came into the dining room the next morning for his breakfast, and I said, "Good morning, Lucien." And he was, wow, he was pretty impressed. He was just like, "Do you have a French background?" I said, "I do." I said, "I don't speak it very fluently, but I said, I can." And he said, "So then how would you say my whole name?" And I said, "You'd be Lucien Richard." And he was, "Oh, très bien."